Can you hear me still?
It's still
It's still the same spotty. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if it's my connection. I wonder if I need to turn off any of these other camera things. Let's see, where's my preferences? Stream, high quality video mode, video, disable built-in. Okay.
or
Audio, speaker, external headphones, mic delay, interview. Dang it. Um,
if
yeah, I don't know what to do. Audio is just not good. You can't have a show without audio. Um, But anyway, we'll do a little bit of tests. So what will happen, if you can hear me okay, is we'll be able to test if this is broadcasting to your platform as well as my platforms. For some reason, I couldn't see your platforms in there, although you may just have access to that on Restream. So I don't know, oh man, at least this was, what was that? And maybe may be able to test a few comments too from people on Facebook. So let me test Facebook real quick. Faith over fear. Oh, yep, we're live. And Carolyn's in. All right. Okay. Okay, 20 seconds. All right, we'll see what happens. Yeah, we've got at least two people in there. Okay. One more prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, please help the technology to work so that we can actually broadcast this and make a difference. Thank you, dear Father, in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hopefully you can hear me. We are actually having some technical difficulties. And actually, let me just explain, first of all, what today is. Today is a pre-interview. It's a before the challenge. And what it really is it's a test to make sure that all the technology works because I'm using a bunch of extra stuff that I have never used before. And okay, okay, I can hear you. So here are some awesome things. Thank you very much. Ron, thank you for joining here. Another Facebook user. Awesome. Hello from Carolyn. Awesome. Okay, so some of the technology is working and some of it we are having some challenges with. So let me just real quick, I'm going to just punch in our guest. Okay, so can you see Rolinda? Everybody wave to Rolinda. Okay. And can you hear me, Rolinda?
hear you.
You can hear me? Okay, but your audio is not coming through. Okay. So anyway, those that are on Facebook or if you're on YouTube or anything like that, if you could please put in the chat if you can hear me and if it's coming through clear, and if there are any, if you can hear Rolinda better than I can hear her. And Rolinda, if you could talk for just a minute.
Me too, guys. I love because
We're hearing like
it's
one
like
out of every 10 of your words that I can hear. I got your giggle there. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so this Facebook user says you are clear. She is breaking up. Okay. Um, Shoot. Okay, so Rolinda, can you hear me okay? Okay, Rolinda, if you could, you'll log off, and if you'll just restart your whole computer and then come back on, I'll talk while you're redoing that, and then we'll bring you back in when you're ready, and maybe your audio will work then. Maybe that was the glitch. Sound good? Okay. Okay, so thank you for being patient with us. Like I mentioned, this is a little bit of a test. I'm using some extra equipment that I hadn't used before, and so I wanted to make sure everything worked. And so the thought was to do a test, and I thought, okay, well. I can do this in a Facebook group where I don't have anybody, and then like there's no fear of looking foolish and everything. But then I thought, you know what? Then nobody gets value, because what if we can provide some great value? So we do have some wonderful things that we're going to talk about, and I'm going to share that with you. We are doing a few things to just get you kind of to test some things out. So one thing is, if you just open up another browser window and you go to chat.restream.io/FB, if you go there, you can give permission for Restream, and that's one of the technologies that we're using to bring in your concept, or bring in your comments, sorry, and see how it says Facebook user there. If you give permission for Facebook to use Restream, or Restream to use Facebook, whatever, however that works, then your name will actually come up. And that's just a much cooler way to be able to interact with you, to be able to get your comments in there. So if you go to chat.restream.io/FB for Facebook, that will give you permissions, and then just add stuff into the comments, and love to have some interaction with you. So while Rolinda is rebooting and restarting, we'll see if we can fix her audio, and hopefully my audio is coming through clear so that you can hear me okay. As I mentioned, I wanted this to be I wanted this to have value for you. I don't want to waste your time at all. And so, so using this as kind of a pre-event to get you ready for what's going to happen next week. And actually, let me show you real quick some of the amazing speakers that we have. Okay, and I have an amazing announcement. I think it's amazing. Okay, so first of all, we have Leslie Householder. If you don't know Leslie Householder, oh my goodness, she is so amazing. I've interviewed her a few times. She is incredible, and she runs. What is her stuff's all about faith. It's like active faith. Okay, and Rolinda's joining in again too. So I'm just gonna put her in here and see if her audio comes in a little clearer in just a minute. So anyway, yeah, we have Leslie Householder. She's amazing. We have Ashley June. Ashley June is a podcaster. She has a Christian podcast. On Monday, actually, we're kicking things off with Michael McLean. And if you don't know Michael, oh my goodness, he is one of my favorite people ever. He has been one of my mentors that has helped teach me about purpose. And anyway, he's going to be here Monday night, which is going to be incredible. We've got Livia Putris. She's really cool. She's fiery. And then we've got Kelly Botter, who is joining us from Switzerland. So that looks like the team, but we actually have one more. We just signed on another speaker, and Judy. Oh, I'm blanking on her name. Oh my goodness. Well, look in the Facebook today, and I'll have Judy's information in there today with her picture, and so that's going to be added. So just checking to see if we have any more. Looks like we don't have any more comments here. But if you add some comments, I can add them in here. And especially if you've gone to chat.restream.io/FB, then we can make sure that your name shows up. And I think it shows up with your photo too, which is really kind of fun. So anyway, just want to get that started for you. Now let's see if we can bring in Rolinda. And let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I can hear you there.
Yeah, how's it going now?
Oh, yeah.
I
It's
can hear
great.
you too.
Yeah, okay, so here, let's just make sure that you're in here. There we go. Okay. I think we're on.
Yay.
I think we're on.
Nice. I think I just had to play musical chairs a little bit. I just changed computers, so
Oh, okay. Okay.
it worked.
Okay, cool. So anyway, yeah, add in the chat if you guys are hearing us, if you can hear Rolinda. I think we figured out some things there, and we'll get going. I can hear her, but a lot of reverb. So Rolinda, will you keep talking for just a sec?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm wondering if I unplug my Yeti, if that will help from another source. So that's turned off. And just, yeah, let me know what you guys think.
Okay, it's sounding clear to me, but I want to make sure that how it's sounding on the other side. And I wonder if it might be because I've got this open. Woohoo! Hey, look at this. Ron, you did it. Okay. All right. So this is what happens if you hit restream. Anyway, if you go to this URL, thank you for doing this. I love that it shows up with your face. I feel like it's more personal when we can kind of interact like this. So thank you for doing this. Thank you for helping with the test. And okay, so we've got audio going. We can hear Rolinda. Hopefully her audio is going to work without reverb. Hopefully mine works without reverb. And with that, I'm ready to get started. Are you guys ready to get started? Okay. And
Ready?
again, feel free to add anything into the chat, into the comments. I want this to be of value for you. So, okay, so let me just kind of explain what I want to get across with today's thing. So, okay, so this one, Facebook usually sounds good to me. Thank you. Okay, so we'll just keep going. And if you have comments, if you hear anything, if anything changes, let us know. Okay, so the challenge is going to be amazing. We've got incredible speakers. I'm super excited about the topic, faith over fear. This is something that I have needed for a long time, and this is all with the idea of creating a thriving business by publishing, learning to get your voice out, how to get your message to market. Anyway, some really cool stuff that we've got going on with that, and I just want to tell you a little bit about my story, but also Rolinda's story, and I'm going to have her start because we've had the same story. And we've been working together on a lot of things, and we've felt this pain of what does it feel like to feel like God's given you a calling, to feel like you're here for a reason, to feel like He wants you to be doing something, and you're not sure how to accomplish it. You're not sure how to actually get your message out there. And we, in fact, I remember where I was walking when Rolinda and I talked about this. We were chatting, and she had called me up, and she said, "Scott, you got to help me because you've got what I need." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She says, "You know how to record yourself. You know how to get your message out using video." And she was feeling that she couldn't get that out. So Rolinda, I know I did a lot of yakking there, but will you tell us a little bit about you and what you have felt and what you feel your calling is? And does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I remember where I was when we had that conversation as well. So I think these pivotal conversations are important. And guess what? Now you're having the conversation with us, which I think says a lot about you who's watching. And that is that I have a message, you have a message, and how do we get that message out in the world? And particularly do it in a way that is effective and cost effective. And I think that was the biggest issue I was struggling with was like I knew I could hire a bunch of people to get the job done, but I did not have the funds to do it. I am a full-time professional artist, and the money I make pays my bills, you know. But then to do on these extra projects, and I have spent a lot of money over the years for video. And I know for a fact that video helps me sell more paintings, but it also helps me deliver the message of my work, which is so much bigger than oil paint. And that is, I believe that we are all beautiful broken. We are all beautiful as is. So it sounds like I'm still getting an echo. Bummer.
Yeah. So Rolinda, can you see the comments too?
Yeah, yeah, I can see the
Awesome.
comment.
Awesome.
Thank you,
Okay.
Ron, for letting me know. I'm not sure what to do about it.
Okay. Um, well, keep going because I'm not hearing an echo. Um, but I wonder if it's
So,
coming from my side. So I'll keep checking some things, keep talking, and I'll see what I
okay.
can do.
Um, so the biggest thing that I learned very quickly is if I made some small micro changes, they had macro effects. And the biggest thing was, yep, it looks like Carolyn hears an echo too. Ah, that's such a bummer. Scott, you should tell my story.
I should tell your story.
Yeah, I would actually love to hear it
Okay,
from
I'm
your
just
point of view.
from my point of view. Ron says it's not as bad, but it's still there. I'm just
Mhm.
looking at mic delay, mic inputs. Okay. Shoot.
I think what's interesting, so I'll keep talking while you keep working,
Okay.
echo and all, is I feel like, at least for me personally, let me just speak for myself.
Does that
It
help anything? Yeah, Carolyn says keep going. She wants to
okay.
and I just changed a setting. Let me know if this helps with the echo.
Yeah, okay, cool. So, so let me just back up. We all start, at least I started painting because I had a message for myself that I needed to figure out, and I needed to figure out a way to have inner peace. And I realized quite quickly that as I created inner peace, like it's worse now.
Oh, I just changed something. Okay, let's see if this is better.
Um, yeah, I realized that I wasn't the only person that needed inner peace. So it looks like the echo is even worse. This is so fun, you guys. Do you realize that you are the very few special that is helping us figure this out? Like testing.
Okay, so let's see. Is it still worse? Not better.
Not
Okay, so
better.
yeah, so go back to this where it was a little less bad. Okay, let's try it now. Keep going.
All right. So bottom line is I started painting for myself. And that effort of creating inner peace ultimately helps me share that inner peace with other people, because as they found my artwork, it also created peace for them. But this was the crazy part. Fast forward years and years, and I'm painting, but my message keeps growing, and I want a better, bigger way to share it with more people. Um, hmm. I feel bad that the echo is there.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna keep trying to. And you don't have audio settings on your side, do you, Rolinda?
I do. Let's see. I'm using my built-in microphone. You guys, this is what's cool. And this is why I love Scott so much, is that he and I have been trying things for over a year now. And when something doesn't quite work, uh, we just keep, oh, it looks like it's a little bit better. Um, so let's see. Ultimately, I
It's
was
almost done.
getting really frustrated to the point of major discouragement, which is the opposite of inner peace. Okay. Like, here I am working for all of this inner peace, but I felt frustrated with the lack of connection with the people that I felt needed my message as badly as I needed my message. And so knowing that, after having paid a considerable amount of money for a few videos, um, I really wanted to find a way to actually make video myself and share my message through video. Something because Facebook Lives are fantastic and wonderful, but it's there and gone. And the other aspect was I couldn't control who could see it. And so Scott and I started on this path of working with each other to help learn how to create this video messaging, rapid video messaging. So I was making multiple videos during the week, using some techniques that Scott taught me and posting them on YouTube. What's really fun is right now, like literally yesterday, I had a new opportunity with the gallery to do one of my amazing experiences called By Candlelight. And within just an hour or so, I was able to produce a video, get it on my website, create a link where people can sign up for this new class and share it with the gallery. And we're in business. Like, just like that, because of having these skills and tools that I have worked on this past year, under Scott's tutelage. So it's made such a big difference. But I think the biggest impact for me personally is I feel like I have a voice again.
Mm.
That that's the part that is the frustrating part. And it's funny, that first conversation where Scott remembers where he was and I remember where I
Yeah.
was, and we were both having the same frustration, was is that we have this voice that's not being heard or used. And I feel heard, which is really empowering. In fact, I feel so heard that recently, so I do events all the time, and I just created a little video invitation for an event in Tyler, Texas. And one of the event hostesses, she commented on my video, and I this sounds so weird, I'm like, gosh, I'm getting emotional. She complimented me on the video, like, wow, Rolinda, that was amazing. And I was able to give it to them quickly. I think that was the key. But the quality was such, and the message was clear, and it was super fast and fun. But she made the comment, she goes, Rolinda, I remember the first video you made. So, like, and this is an art collector from way back at the beginning. Like, people watch us. You might think that you're completely invisible. You're not. I'm not. However, unless we find a way to broadcast, actually say the thing that we've been called to save or say, it will never happen. And so these skills are imperative, completely imperative. And I'm just still at the beginning stages of this, I feel. I want to get better. And this live streaming aspect is huge. Is huge. That's why it's so fun for me to be part of this test, even though you guys have had to deal with echoes and canyon
Yeah.
talk.
And is the echo better? Because I just made an adjustment that I think should have helped your audio if that was the issue. Can anybody add in the chat if Rolinda's echo has been cured or mostly cured? Add that in there.
And
And
it
then,
is,
and while you're doing that, I just want to point out, like, Rolinda and I both talked about this pain of not getting our voices out. And I remember my pain actually started like years and years and years ago. I thought, like, I felt like I had a calling from God that I needed to use my skills and talents to be able to help other people. And because I was a commercial filmmaker, I thought that was to make, and I loved short films. I thought that short films was the way that I needed to do this. And so I'm doing all this work to get my voice out, to get my message out. But it's not like my voice; it's my creations and things. And anyway, it was through a number of failures, first attempt in learning, where I realized that, oh my goodness, I have more to give than just my art. And that's one of the things that I have loved about what you've done, Rolinda, is that you're this professional artist. You make a living doing art, but you feel like you have a calling over here, to help people that feel like they are in the burnout spiral, where they feel like life is not zestful for them, and they're spiraling down, and you help pull them out of that before it's too late. And so if you'll tell a little bit about that part of your calling and how you have been working and striving to be able to get that to the people that need it, that'd be awesome.
So, yeah, thank you, Scott. I good. Look, you guys, I get to share my message with you now. I believe that our human population is experiencing colony collapse disorder, just like the bees. The bees have been suffering lots of loss of bees back in 2006, but it's this idea that we are in a society that is really in blackout, in this kind of death spiral, which is really depressing to talk about. And I am like, it's always like this hard thing to talk about, this deep, dark hole that people get into. And I can tell you, I've been there. I understand what that hole feels like. And the reality is, I know the path out. And it comes back to this concept and idea of finding your own personal path to living a life filled with joy, vitality, purpose, and creativity. And it's been incredible. What's so funny about this is most of the time I'm finding that I can't just jump in and start talking about the blackouts, the blackout,
Yeah.
the death spiral, like colony collapse disorder. Like it freaks people out. But what I do is I talk about orchid stories, which is my book, right? And we do experiences called By Candlelight and Lifelines, which, by the way, I use video in all of those.
Hmm.
Um, in creative different ways, whether it's inviting them to show up and people have a visual so they want to show up, or in a short little tiny course that they do by themselves before they show up, like lots of different ways of using video to like plant those seeds to get people to actually come. And then once they come and partake of that first thing, they want more. And they were like, why do I feel better when I stare at a candle and use a charcoal vine stick? And it's because guess what? One of the solutions to blackout is creativity. And when you turn on that muse, um, and that's what we do in the by candlelight experiences, is you find your muse. Same with orchid stories. So it's all of these little kind of things that lead people to the path of being fully alive versus dead. That's the whole point, is that at one point I was a living, walking human body without any hope. Um, and that is death, right? If you feel hopeless, not living, that's existing. And it is my mission and my purpose on this earth to help people find a way to be alive, to truly have a life filled with joy, vitality, purpose, and creativity.
Thank
That's
you.
it in a nutshell.
That is so awesome.
So,
Anyway, I love this. I love that we were able to do this test, talking about this and bringing you in here, because I think so many people so many of those that will be listening, so many of those in the group are people who feel like they have this calling, they have something more to give. It has been so cool to have this private Facebook group, and when people sign up to be in here, there are some questions that they have to answer, and I'm looking at people's URL, not URLs, like email addresses, and sometimes it's their full URL and things, but just by how they name what it is that they're doing, we have so many movement makers that are here, that are striving to make a difference, and that are using their skills and talents. Like, maybe they've been super successful here, but they see this need over here, and so like you, Rolinda, you're helping out people that are in that burnout spiral. And I just believe with all of my heart that we have an opportunity that has never been here in the history of the world, and that is to impact more people by showing up as who we are, and using the technologies, using the broadcast capabilities, so that people can look in our eyes, they can hear the sincerity of our voice, and they can say, yes, that is what I'm looking for. That is, that is the kind of things, those are the kinds of things that I need, and those are the kind of people that I want to be involved with. So Anyway, through the course of this week, through the course of this challenge, you're going to learn so many different things. We're going to help you overcome limiting beliefs. We're going to help you overcome any fears that you've got. We're going to help you understand the possibilities that are out there in how you can get your message out there. Because I believe that God calls entrepreneurs to make a difference, to change the world. And Rolinda, you are a marvelous entrepreneur. Where you are, I mean, it's risky being an entrepreneur, but what entrepreneurs are is they are people who take responsibility for problems that aren't theirs to solve, and they work at solving them for other people. And so, anyway, we're going to get some great things this week, and we've got amazing speakers. We're going to push you out of your comfort zone to get you to standing up and to sharing your voice. Now, Rolinda, I remember where you were, and I remember, your frustrations that you've had, and you've shared a little bit about that here. But will you just share one more time about how it feels to no longer feel like you can't get your voice out there? Because I know what
Oh,
you can do now, and I've seen a bunch of your videos, and you send them to me, and you're like, I just put this together, and I'm sending it out today, and like real quick, you're able to iterate, you're able to change, you're able to broadcast. How does that feel to you?
it's freedom. It is complete freedom. I have a voice and I make a difference. And I know I make a difference because I see the impact that is happening. And it's again, it's like this ramp, right? Like I'm still learning and growing. I'm adapting quickly, but I don't feel frustrated anymore. I feel so powerful knowing that if I want to put out a message, I can.
And one more question on that. So, like, I feel like as entrepreneurs, we're called to serve a certain group of people. So, who would be your flock? Who are the people that you feel like that you're called to serve?
Oh, I always love that question. It's seekers, people who are in pain that are seeking a way to get out of that pain, and they're willing to do some work and exploration. So, specifically, it's interesting. I work with both men and women, and a lot of times it's my artwork that actually introduces me to them. And just over time, we develop this friendship and relationship, and then they find my YouTube channel. And then they see the other things that I'm doing, and then they want to participate in one of my reboot club or my workshop, or the future I'll be having retreats and actual experiences. Um, so it's that person that is hopeless, that they're searching for some glimmer of hope. That is my ideal person.
And I think it's interesting because we've talked about this before. You do a lot of business coaching with people,
Hmm.
and you've said to me, and I'm going to butcher this, so you'll have to fix it. But you said to me something about the fact that people they will come to you for business advice, business counsel, business coaching, but it always turns into spiritual coaching. At the end,
Yeah.
and I think you said there are a few stages. Will you tell us a little bit about that? And then we've got some questions from some of our people on today.
Well, this is the thing is everything boils down to spiritual concepts. Everything. And you have to actually, in order to get to the root of any problem, you follow that thread and it plugs right back into this whole core belief of who we are, which I believe we're children of God and that we have divine purposes. And most people don't know or understand that, and they get lost and they keep thinking it's about a sales conversation. They don't know how to make the sales conversation or close a sale. But the reality is, they just have to remember who they are and understand their purpose. And it is very fascinating, like doing that whole business, approaching it through business, and then finding out it is very personal. It is very private. It is soul work. It is that spirit work that ultimately has to be done in order for business to succeed.
Awesome. Okay, so just a couple of things here. Ron says his Facebook group is Difference Makers. I love that. I love that we've
Yeah.
got movement makers, difference makers in this group. Like, I love the people that we get to be involved with, and thank you for joining us. And then we've got a question from Carolyn, and we're going to just kind of do this question. Then I know that we need to let you go, Rolinda. We had this kind of early morning session because she's got some service this morning that she's in charge of, and so we're going to need to let her go to that. But Carolyn asks, is there a pattern you follow now that you didn't have before? Oh, that's such a great question.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It's called a notebook. That sounds really silly. Like, before I did not know exactly what I was doing. It was just really muddling around. And again, with Scott's help, every time I would send him something to be critiqued, or we would have a conversation, he's like, he would rattle off like hook, like, and I can't even rattle them off right now because I'm like all excited about this. But it's really interesting. There is a formula, and I love like not following formulas, which really takes a lot more time. And so yes, I love being original and speaking off the cuff, and making it really like I'm right here with you right now, and I'm just going to speak from my heart, and I'm just going to get the message out. But there are key elements that have to be said in order for it to be effective and to the point. And so, actually, me personally, one of the things I'm doing now that I didn't do before is I actually write out a script, which I cannot believe I'm doing that. Like, and then it's very loose, and I don't use a teleprompter. I don't use I might have key bullet points in front of me just so I don't miss anything. But I hope that answers your question about this pattern.
Yeah,
um
and we're actually going to talk a lot about that this week. So you're going to get some great stuff.
yeah,
That
that's a
there
really good
are
question.
there are patterns, there are formulas, there are things that you can do, and one of the things that I am super geeking out about, and I know we got to let you go, Rolinda, but I just want to share this. So I've got a podcast that I release, 5 days a week, and it started out with the question, "Can you make a living making a difference?" And I was trying to figure out the formula for actually getting your message to market, actually connecting with the people that you need to, and I think I figured it out. In fact, I'm pretty sure I figured it out, and so I'm excited to be able to share that with you and help you to do that. So anyway, we're going to talk about that this week, and that's a lot of what this challenge is helping people understand the things that they need to do in order to get their message out, their voices heard, and all the different tools and technologies that are available. So anyway, hopefully that helps. And Carolyn says, great, thank you. We're so excited for this next week. We're going to have so much fun. Let me tell you just real quick. Actually, Rolinda, do you need to go? Are you?
I
I'm gonna
do. I
I'm gonna have
do.
Rolinda jump off, but everyone else stay on for just a minute, and I'll just kind of like give you the lay of the land for for this next week. But Rolinda, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So honor you.
It's such a joy to watch other people that are like me that want to make a difference. So I'm cheering you on. Congratulations, and you're definitely in the right place.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll talk to you later.
All right, bye.
All right, we'll see you. Okay, so real quick, let me just give you kind of an overview of this next week. So it's going to be live sessions every night. I'm in Mountain Time, so it'll start at 6 o'clock Mountain Time. Come live if you can. We'd love to be like. Isn't it fun to be able to have your comments come up and be able to add them in there and have you be a part of the conversation and have your questions answered and everything. So bring those. Come live if you can. If not, it'll be in the Facebook group, for that week and everything. Now, one thing you might want to consider, and also if you have not registered, if you're seeing this because we are simultaneously broadcasting on Facebook, several different Facebook channels, on YouTube, We are on Rolinda's channel right now too. We're going to test that and make sure that that worked. But so we're broadcasting in multiple places. If you have not signed up for the challenge, go to faithoverfear.tips, TIPS, and you can register for that, and you get access to that. Then you'll come into the private Facebook group, and that's where all the broadcasts. I mean, that's like the most guaranteed place that you'll be able to find the broadcast. So come on in there. One thing that you might want to know about too is that we have a VIP group. And what happens is we do this big broadcast where we're able to use all these multiple channels and get it out at the same time. And hopefully more people hear about it and they come in. And what we're doing is we're building this community, of people who are heart-centered, mission-driven movement makers who are looking to make a difference. And they feel like they're alone. And so it's, bumping into them and going, no, you're one of us. Come in with us. So that's a big part of this main broadcast. However, if you want to upgrade to VIP, what happens after the main broadcast is each night we're going to have a Zoom call. So we just move into another room. It's a little bit more intimate. You get to turn on your cameras. We get to have interaction there. It's limited to just the first 100 people. But you're able to then get in and connect with our speakers there. You get your questions answered. Anyway, just really cool stuff. You get the recordings of all the week, not only the Facebook Live stuff, but also the VIP. And then the other thing is until we run out, you get my purpose pad mailed to you, which is just really cool. It helps you get settled in the morning. It helps you get clarity and connection. And part of my favorite thing is this process of getting answers to prayer, that if you follow this, and I've had so many people say, oh my goodness, this was a breakthrough for me. Not my ideas, it's ideas that I gathered from other people, but when you follow this pattern, then you don't have to live the way I used to live, which was being really grateful to get, 1 or 2 answers to prayer a year. And now I get them way more consistently, and it's by following a certain process, a certain pattern, a little formula for doing that. So anyway, just want to encourage you, if that's something that lights you up, upgrade to VIP. If you haven't done that, you could just re-register. Please use your same email address, and then just upgrade to VIP, and you get all that cool stuff. So Ron says, I'm excited about doing this. I love being with like-minded people. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What has been, I don't want to take too much of your time, but I want to add value. I am in the same boat as you. I have I have struggled so much to get my voice out and to figure out who I am, who am I called to serve, what is my purpose. And the interesting thing is it's been asking those questions, and it has been getting quiet and getting clear, and then getting brave when I recognized God is calling me for a certain reason, and I need to be brave and accept that. And for me, one of those big things was saying, I'm a Christian. Like before I was like, I'm a heart-centered entrepreneur. You're like, I'm a good guy with good values. And now I realize the people that I'm serving, not that they have to be Christians, not that they have to believe like I do, but this is what I stand for. And I want to resonate with who I am to those that I'm called to serve. Does that make sense to you? So if you've been struggling to figure out who it is that you're called to serve, hopefully you'll gain some things throughout this week from me and from other speakers who are like, oh my goodness, I just figured this little thing out, that if you just pivot just slightly, suddenly the world opens up to you. In fact, the woman that is coming on, she will be Friday night, and I just have her name now, Judy Weber. She is a podcaster. She will be speaking on Friday night, and she talked to me just yesterday about this as I was kind of pre-interviewing her to make sure that she'd be good for this. When she had the courage to say, I serve Christian businesswomen. And when she just really niched down and said, this is what I stand for, all of a sudden her clients just started coming to her in droves. So anyway, we'll hear more about her story. Again, we've got some amazing speakers this next week. Let me just run through that again with you. Leslie Householder, Ashley June, Michael McLean's kicking it off on Monday, Livia Putris, and Kelly Botter. And then, like I said, Julie Weber will be on Friday. So come, we're going to have so much fun. Join in the discussions in the Facebook group. We're going to give you challenges every day that's going to push you outside of your comfort zone and help you really be the kind of person that you know that you were called to be. And hopefully we'll get you those formulas and those things that when you follow these patterns, you'll be able to actually get your message to the market. And the most important thing, I believe, is being able to easily and effortlessly broadcast your message, in whatever form that is for you. So anyway, super excited to have you join me. Thank you for hopping on today for our test. Thanks for being patient and understanding. Actually, can I just ask one last question for those who are still on? Is the audio okay? And did Rolinda's audio clear up after I made some adjustments? If you can add any comments in there, love to know if that worked. Anyway, there were a few little adjustments that I found kind of late on the end where I could bring the interview audio down that I hadn't seen that before. So anyway, if you'll add that in, and just so you know, there is a delay between when you type your comment and when it actually comes in. So, we just have to be a little bit patient with that. But anyway, if you have any other questions, ask them in the Facebook group. Feel like this is your group, this is your people, that you are with those like-minded people. And here we go. Here's one. Doesn't have a okay. It says my audio's okay. Real Linda still needed some help. Thank you for today. I am all in. Awesome. And then this one said, audio is great. Rolinda still had a slight echo, but it did improve. And Ron, it's been great. Rolinda's audio was good at the end. Okay, so yeah, we'll work on those. Each of our speakers will be broadcasting from their home studios, but I'm going to see if I could figure out, I'm going to hop into, Google and see if I could find some things that will work out. And yeah, we're going to check out a few things, see if we can solve this so that it's super clear when we hop on live next week. So thank you all very much. Looking forward to seeing you Monday night at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And then if you're on Eastern Time, if you're on Pacific or across the world like Kelly is, she's in Switzerland, do the math, kind of figure out what time that is. But we will see you then. Thank you for coming tonight. This morning, yeah. All right, we'll see you guys.